chapter Solutions and Colligative Properties. So before going into the lecture, let's first discuss what are we going to do. Our agenda today is to go through the important topics and most fertile chapters and formulas and aspects of this chapter, which are highly effective and highly mark yielding. So that is our goal here. So I'm not going to be going too much, I'm not going to go into too much details today. We are only going to know or go over the important topics. So let's get started. Now, as you can see, introduction, solutions, and these are actually the notes that I have prepared, and you guys will be getting their copies. And along with this, you guys will have access to practice question paper and test question paper. So, yeah, let's go through this first page first. As you can see, definition, strength of solution. Here, strength of solution is an important aspect because this is one of the basic fundamentals upon which we build on this chapter. And there are multiple ways in which we can explain the strength of a solution, and strength means concentration. Concentration means the quantity of the active material that we have in that solution. We can explain it as mass percentage, volume by volume percentage. Then we can explain it as mass by volume percentage. This is one of the most common ways in real world, in scientific fields and in many industries we use this value. If you have seen medicines or ointments, you might have seen this on the packaging. Now parts per million is also one method. This is mainly for very minute quantities of concentrations. Mass fraction, mole fraction is another one. Mole fraction mainly gets used in calculations and industrial usage. Now molarity, molality and normality, these three are the most important and most widely used in your academic senses, and generally normality and molarity are the two ones that are going to be asked very much in your current examinations, in your future academic careers, and in any competitive exams like JEE, NEET also. And this is the relation between normality and molarity, and is equal to Z into molarity, where Z is the equivalence factor or equivalence. If you say convert O1 normal H2SO4, convert this normality into molarity, then what we would do is M is equal to N by Z, where Z would be 2. Why 2? Because the basicity of this acid is 2. I hope you guys know all of this. And let's move on to the next thing, the dilution law. This is one of the most important mathematical expressions that you're going to use by solving a lot of numericals. I'm sure you guys have come across these. Now we are going to deal with vapor pressure. Vapor pressure is an important concept to understand. Basically, the idea is liquids stay in an equilibrium with their gaseous state, that is the vapor, and the pressure exerted by that vapor on the liquid or on the surface of the container is called vapor pressure. The basic idea is that. Now, according to Raoult's law, actually, we define vapor pressure, and Raoult's law also uses Dalton's law of partial pressure within it. So in the end, what we get is this expression and this expression. These are the main two expressions that you're going to be using. Now you have to focus on these graphs because these are very important for comprehension. If you can see how the vapor pressure of two liquid works, that one component, let's say 1, has vapor pressure this much when the highest vapor pressure of that component is at its most purest of concentrations, then it decreases to 0 when the second component's concentration is purest, that's vapor pressure is highest. So that, and this is the expression, the total vapor pressure is addition of both of the individual partial pressures. Now moving on to the next page, we see ideal and non-ideal solutions. This is a very important concept also to grasp. What is an ideal solution, what is a non-ideal solution? Okay, so these are the criteria upon which we call something as an ideal solution. These are the examples. The examples are very much important because they are asked in examinations. Now, the non-ideal solutions are those that show deviation from Raoult's law. So they show two types of deviations: positive deviation, negative deviation. Now when you see what is positive deviation, these are the criteria for positive deviation, these are the criteria for negative deviation. Okay, so these are also the examples which are important to memorize. These are asked generally all the time in examinations. This is one of the graphs. Both of the graphs are important. They will give you the graph and ask which group of solutions, which non-ideal solution does it belong to. Does it belong to positive deviation, negative deviation, or will they ask give the examples of positive deviation solutions, like that. Okay, then the next topic is azeotropes. It's very important to memorize the definition and understand the definition and memorize the examples. This is one of the most important examples. You will find ethanol water mixture containing 95% ethanol form as an isotropic mixture. Okay, these are two graphs which are also very important to memorize. Maximum boiling azeotrope, minimum boiling azeotrope. Okay, this one is the minimum boiling one, as you can see. This is the median boiling point. I'm sure you understand the concept of azeotropes. Solubility. Solubility is another important concept. The how different parameters affect solubility is also aspect. Henry's law is very important to understand. But yeah, the Henry's constant is important. And then we come to colligative properties. Colligative properties, there are 4 colligative properties here, as you can see. Relative lowering of vapor pressure, elevation and boiling point, depression and freezing point, and osmotic pressure. Now, as you can see, all of them are discussed in detail here. You have to understand what are actually colligative properties. Colligative properties are basically the properties which exist because of the number of molecules that exist in a solution, number of molecules of solute. Okay. So yeah, relative lowering of vapor pressure. These expressions are very important because these will be asked in numericals, or directly they can ask you what is the expression, what does this expression stand for, right? Relative lowering of vapor pressure. Okay. Elevation and boiling point. This is also a very important. This expression is important, and this expression is important. I'm sorry for that. So yeah, now you have to understand this graph. This is very important. This actually shows that how is vapor pressure curve getting affected with temperature. This is actually what explains the uh, elevation in boiling point. Now we come to depression and freezing point. This expression is very important. The boiling point, depression and boiling point, and depression and freezing point, and elevation and boiling point are very similar concepts, but they are equally important. So try to understand and memorize both of the expressions. These are going to be coming in your numericals. The expression for the freezing constant. This graph is also important. This explains the depression and freezing point. And then you come to osmosis. Osmosis, this expression is important to memorize. Okay. Then at the end we come to the Van't Hoff factor. I don't know why Van't Hoff factor gets explained always in the last, but this will be the most used expression in all of the colligative properties. I'm sorry, all of the colligative. You have to understand this, memorize this concept, and then all of the four colligative properties change according to the Van't Hoff factor. As you can see here, the I gets incorporated into every single expression. What does I stand for? It stands for the Van't Hoff factor of that particular solution. I'm sure you guys all understand this. I'm just pointing out the important sections that you have to memorize and revise before the examination. Now, thermodynamics dissolution, these are not very important from your board's exam perspective. These are just very deeper theories. Now we come into the formulas. All of the formulas that you have interacted with before, they're all here for your quick revision. Go through all of these formulas, they are very important. And revise the chapter. Okay. Now, in the end, I want to say one thing about solutions is that it is a chapter, but is not that much heavy for board's examination point of view. If you can see previous year questions, you will hardly find one or two questions, and that very simple ones, direct ones. But this chapter is important to understand because this is very important for your higher education and very important with respect to competitive examinations. If you go into different areas like pharmaceutical sciences, biotechnology, or the engineering aspects of fluid and chemical engineering, you will be needing this chapter. So yeah, and thank you all for your patience. Thank you all, and thank you Shivanjali Education Shiksha Center for giving me this opportunity.